Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Code-XPodcast. As usual, I'm your host, Sonny Kruger. Joining me today is Dan Kelly for about the third time this year. And also joining me, us for the first time on the Code-X podcast, is Sal, the Slab Guy, Rowe.
How you doing? How you
Doing good?
doing?
How you
I'm,
doing?
I'm doing good. I'm ready for the show. Today, we will be reviewing Daredevil 189. We will be having Hellcow join the F list. We'll be having another random panel of the week, and someone's getting spanked on it. A certain Baldies getting spanked on it. We're going over what we're reading. We have quite a bit of comic book news. Earlier, we had the pre-show. We were talking a bit about Gina Carano doing Disney. Then it even brought us back to a little bit about when Scarlett Johansson was going through her stuff with it. We've talked about how Madam Web is coming out soon. But there's a pre-show. Feel free to check it out. And now, Sal, this is your first time on the show.
Yes.
So, I mean, those of you who are used to, many other shows from the Codex Station, you've seen Sal on many things, on Slabbed, on After Dark, on Comic Character of the Week. But
Yep.
maybe for those who are only pretty much familiar with this show and aren't too familiar with your Sal, would you like to tell a little bit about yourself and the planet you came from and everything like that?
Well, the planet is called Slabstinia, and I flew in here on a slab, a 9.8 slab. It landed and cracked, so I have to have that reholdered. So, no, really, folks. I've been a collector since about the late '80s, early '90s. That's when I really started getting into the serious collecting bit of it. I do have my own channel called Sal's Comic Corner on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram as the Slab Guy 77. I've got about a little over 13,000 in my collection so far. I love collecting slabs. When I first got my first slab, it kind of like had the bug bite me, and I needed to get more. And now I've got a ton that are signed. Most recently from Baltimore Comic Con, I got to sign. Got Chris Claremont to sign 4 of my books, and I got a signature from Louis Simonson and John Bogdanov. Thanks to the man Dan Kelly there down below for saving my place in line for that.
And
But
a remark.
and a remark too. And there's a funny story behind that. Thank God that Dan didn't have a choice in the remark, but anyhow, yeah. So that's
You're
pretty
lucky you
much
made
my
it back
first
in the
one.
line in time. That's all I gotta say.
I did. I know that's true. That is true.
Yeah. Everybody can check out. There's a video of Sal and Dan at Comic Con, or Baltimore Comic Con, I should say. Yeah, it's a great one.
Yep.
You know,
Did our pre-show for that ever get posted? Remember we had a pre-show where we talked about our clan attack for Baltimore. Did that ever get posted? I don't know if it did.
I don't know. That was a while ago. I
It
can't
was.
remember back that far.
We're gonna have to dig deep in the archives of Codex to
Deep
find
into
those
the
old
archives.
pre-shows.
Yep.
Dive into the vault.
Yeah, that's filed away in that like in that big warehouse, like at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Lost Ark. Yep. Yep. That is so true. There's some old guy wheeling back a video to the back of the warehouse.
Someday
Yep.
it may be found.
Yep. Maybe. All right. Yeah. So that's me in a nutshell. Nothing really to do with me on that.
We're glad to have you. Glad to have you here for the first time,
Yep.
Sal. Dan,
Yep,
glad to
glad to
have
be
you
here.
back again.
Always
There's
wonderful
a ghost,
to be back.
a ghost going after Sal coming through.
Nah, my dog comes in and out. This is my older one. She'll lay down and start snoring. So.
Well, no problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
All good, all good. But we do have some bad news to start off the comic book news.
Oh, yeah.
So it is time. I'm going to start it off with the rundown.
Wait a minute, I gotta go back to the other. I know, not a smooth position.
Okay, to get us started with the rundown, we had some sad news, and it was that artist Jose Delbo passed away at the age of 90. It seemed this week that quite a few people were passing away. Like Carl Weathers passed away, Toby Keith passed away, and we focus on comic books. So yes, Jose Delbo passed away at the age of 90, and he was an artist most known for his work on Wonder Woman and Transformers, but he also worked on so many other things as well. And he even created one of the most iconic F-listers of all. He even created NFL Super Pro. So, hey, and he may have created possibly the face or maybe the outfit of the F list. And Also, Jose Delbo was one of the first artists to really get into working on NFTs, and he even made millions working on NFTs. So,
Wow.
may
I didn't
Jose
know that.
Delbo, yeah. So may Jose Delbo rest
Good
in
for him.
peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up reading his Transformers stuff. That was one of the first books I started reading when I got into comics.
Yeah. So yeah, legendary stuff. There's his work on Transformers is what got a lot of people really started on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And then
Very
we also
sad.
it is, and also we got news that a crew member on the set of the Wonder Man series passed away, and that he was a rigger by the name of Juan Carlos Osorio. He passed away at the age of 41, and that was at the Radford Studios in Studio City. So that is, yeah, when they're doing the pre-production of the Wonder Man series, and that's horrible that there was an accident where he passed away.
Yep. I haven't heard too many details yet on that, on what actually happened. Just know it was like you said, it was a pre-show or a pre-event to set design or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty much all I saw was that. Yeah. He fell. He went to the hospital. He died. So I'm sure that more information will come out in the next few days.
Yep.
Yes, yeah, and then Disney, they put out their statements, but they were kind of putting out the usual. All our thoughts and prayers were sad, but you know, truly, may Juan Carlos Osorio rest in peace. That is very
Definitely.
unfortunate. At a very young age, we were just saying how Jose Delbo, he got to live to be, although very sad, he got to live to be 90 years old,
Yeah. Yeah.
whereas Juan only lived to be 41 years old. So may they both rest in peace.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
not the news you want to see coming out of these sets.
Yeah, we don't want to see.
True.
We hate to look at the news and it's always it's rest in peace, somebody and someone dying.
Yeah.
But now it can bring us to some good news, to some better news, and that is that Rob Liefeld has announced that he is retiring from Deadpool. So now we could all smile a little bit. Yes, he is. Put that
Doubt
he's
that. I don't think
retiring
that's happening. It's a publicity stunt. I'm telling you right now.
just to get more out of it.
Yep.
But you know what, Rob, he was a bit humble in what he was talking about. I'm letting it load right now. What he was saying.
Yeah.
He put on social media that yes, he's retiring after 33 years of working on Deadpool, and
It's
yeah,
not like he worked on it 33 continuous
Straight
years.
years.
yeah. He wonders what life would be like if he hadn't taken them up. If young Rob hadn't created those characters, and that he does make sure to mention. I often wonder what my life would be like if I had not created and sold not just Deadpool, but Cable, Domino, Strife, and many others to Marvel. What if young Rob hadn't taken up the challenge of transforming a title that was headed towards cancellation? Is one of the better alternate universe tales. It certainly transformed my young career, creating opportunities and record-breaking sales for New Mutants and X-Force. Creating and introducing the Deadpool Corpse, featuring Lady Deadpool and Dogpool, was a great function of my midlife crisis in 2009.
Yeah.
And he does go on to
Wow.
continue. In 2015, I started Deadpool, Bad Blood, getting Deadpool his first original graphic novel and his only chart-topping #1 ranking to date. An achievement that got me a round of congratulations from Marvel Brass that pumped my chest out farther than Captain America's.
Whoa.
God, every time
He actually said that.
Yeah,
every
and this
time
is
he
I'm
speaks,
getting
he becomes
geek-
more
I'm-
unlikable.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
getting this from geektyrant.com. So if you're mad at me, blame Geek Tyrant. But yeah, that's what that he, had it in the quotation marks that he was literally saying those things.
Yeah,
Wow.
and
Those
notice
theories.
he doesn't mention anybody that he worked with. He doesn't mention that Fabian Nicieza co-created Deadpool.
Yeah.
Joke,
The other writers came along and made Deadpool what he was. Like if Deadpool had stayed the character that he originally was when he was introduced by Liefeld and Nicieza, he would not be as popular as he is now.
No way.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Also, where's the things to Deathstroke, the
Yeah, the
inspiration
character
for
he ripped
Deadpool.
off.
Yeah, Slade
Where he-
Wilson, who
He
inspired
took
Wade.
Slade Wilson and made him Wade Wilson.
Wilson.
Like he
Yeah.
didn't even hide it.
Yeah.
Makes
But he's
mad.
not retiring from comics, just from Deadpool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
after the
that's
Bad Blood series is supposed to end.
that's gonna last a week, and then he'll be back to drawing them for something else.
Well, he made apparently that Thundercats alternate cover he did sold like a bazillion
Oh yeah,
copies. Like
yeah.
I saw it. It looks terrible.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's not good.
I'll look it up.
Speaking of things that aren't so good, remember how we were? It seemed like we were just talking about Rob Liefeld and how he had Kickstarters for this one and that comic, and I'm like, hey, here's one that's like 10 years old, and then I also heard, I'm like, I might as well add it to this news too, is that Rob Liefeld is working on a Lady Death Kickstarter. So if anyone wants to give Rob Liefeld more money, he wants to work on Lady Death as well as his other 5 to 10 Kickstarters.
Oh my god!
I was gonna say he doesn't even own Lady Death. That's Brian Polito that owns that.
So was it Coffin Comics? So they had sent an email about that they're working together with him.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Well, Tim is the one. I sold my Lady Death collection a couple years ago, but Tim is the one that is actively collecting Lady Death back issues now. So I have to mention to him, be like, "Hey, you got to back this Rob Liefeld Lady Death book."
Yeah.
He's like, guys, I'm sorry, I can't make it to Baltimore Comic Con anymore. So I can't make it this year.
So I pulled up the Liefeld Thundercats cover.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So you won't be one of the over 170,000 people buying it.
I will not be buying this at all.
No,
I was never even a Thundercats fan, to tell you the truth. I
like them growing up. But I'm not like, oh, I got to go get this new Thundercats book. I think it comes out this week, right? Like, I'll flip.
Does it?
We have copies on the shelf. I'll flip through it and see if it looks decent. I may or may not pick it up because I looked at my pull. It's a pretty light week this week. I think there's only 5 books in my subscription box. So,
speaking of LCS, are we hitting the LCS tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, cool. So for the folks out there, Radio Land, Dan and I actually go to the same shop.
Yeah, we live like 10 minutes from each other, like 15 minutes from each other.
Yeah. And it's crazy that you guys went to the same comic shop for years and didn't know that you guys both went there, right?
Yeah. Until we met on Comic Character today.
Yes. Yeah, it was on there. And he said where, Sal said where he, in fact, on this wonderful Facebook site, Comic Character of the Day. There
you go.
And yeah, we were talking on there one day because we were both pretty, active contributors on there, and he said something, and I think Kevin posted a question of the day, and it was like, where does everybody live? And like I posted, where I live, and Sal posted. I was like, oh, that's really close to me. And I was like, what shop? And I'm thinking, like, I don't know any comic shops around here. Like, what shop do you go to? He goes like, oh, it's this little one that's kind of close to me. It's Beyond Comics. I'm like, shit, that's the shop that I go to.
Yeah.
And then it turned out like Tone, another one that has done Codex before too. Like he lives pretty close to us, and there were a few other people too. So Maryland represent.
Maryland representing.
Yeah. So nice. Yeah, it's a pretty cool story. And like I said, the Comic Character of the Day, that is what brought most of us together. Like I said before, me and Jamie knew each other, but then that's how we got to know Tim and then you guys and everybody. And Comic Character of the Day brought us all together.
Indeed.
Until all are one.
All are one.
Yes.
Nice Transformers there. Nice Transformers reference. Good job.
Nice, good job. And speaking of Transformers, Jose Delbo, when I was reading about him, he was born in Argentina and he started working on comics when he was 16 years old.
Yeah.
Yes, he was
that's great.
Very young. And then too, when obviously I said Wonder Woman and Transformers were his biggest comic books, but he worked on so many other things as well, like comic book adaptations for of Billy the Kid, of Hogan's Heroes, the Monkeys, the Brady Bunch, the Young Rebels, and then also he did work on Superman's friend, Batman, Superman Family, Batman Family, and World's Finest Comics.
Oh,
so I didn't want to say
I didn't know this.
He worked even the Spectre.
He started doing all of the license books. Like that's how he got his start, and then moved on to the other stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And he was also he also drew, like we said, NFL Super Pro, one
Yeah.
of the top F-listers, but also even Captain Planet he drew as well. So he drew all kinds of characters.
Wow, he was all over the place there. That's awesome.
He had a long
Good
career.
for him. Good for him.
Yeah, so from 16 to 90, it's quite a few years in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only a 74-year career. But guys, we're talking about works and everything. Is before we move on, anything with those three subjects you guys want to touch on anymore?
Nothing. Me. I think we covered it pretty well.
Yeah, I think we're
I
good.
did too. And now I can go into a little rumor mill. I guess I'm missing Tim and I'm talking about rumors, but I did hear a rumor that X-Men 97 is set to have a trailer released pretty soon. Arguably, some people are saying maybe during the Super Bowl, and that right now the rumored date is that the season premiere will be on March 20th.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, they've
Yeah.
been trickling stuff out, like character images and who they're gonna fight, and little bits here and there. So the more stuff that they put out there, I feel like it's gonna be getting closer and closer to when it comes out.
Oh, one
I
thing.
can't wait.
Yeah.
Me neither. I'm on that. Dan, I believe, were you here when we mentioned the episode names, and it was one of them was called Motendo? It was or maybe it was me, Tim, and Uncle Gary. So yeah, one episode is going to be called like Motendo, and I haven't mentioned. Good thing I mentioned it a few weeks ago. People can go back, so I did call it. But actually, it was somebody on Facebook did say it too, and then I agreed. But it's like, oh, it might be like Nintendo, and now I saw an article like, oh, people are excited about that Nintendo episode. So it looks like there may be an episode. I'm guessing like Mojo Vision, but like their Nintendo, something about Mojo.
Oh yeah, with the graphics that came out where they're like all pixelated. But did you see which characters it is too? It's not just the X-Men characters. It looked like Colossus was in there, and
I think Havoc.
Someone that looked like Ileana was in there.
Oh yeah.
So that'd be really cool if they do that.
So it looks like if that's what they're doing, that it's going to be a lot of guest star characters too.
Yeah, and I would love to see, like, I know you love Colossus. I would love to see Colossus get more episodes, like Colossus and Bishop and X Factor.
Part of the team now, right?
Oh, Bishop. Yeah, it looks like Bishop's
he's part. I think he's part of the regular cast now.
Yeah,
right.
So I'm glad about that. Yeah, and like
I'd like to see Colossus and Nightcrawler join the team.
Yeah, or at least be featured at least a lot more. Yeah, so it should be really good. I'm interested, and they're saying that the trailer might come out during the Super Bowl. Then also, Dan, you said that there's another rumor that Deadpool 3 may get their trailer in the Super Bowl too.
Yeah, that's what I've read. Well, I mean, it makes sense. They finished filming like 2 weeks ago, so
yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, so they should have enough stuff clipped together. They could make a teaser to come out.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's going to be the only movie Marvel's got coming out this year, so I would imagine they would want to get a lot of eyes on it early. And I mean, what better spot than the Super Bowl?
Yeah. And then earlier, like in the pre-show, we were talking about like Scarlett Johansson saying like, oh, what if she is back working on Marvel? And remember, I did say like, oh, what if somehow, because remember a lot of people saying, oh, Deadpool 3, they're going to go in like the multiverse. What if they even come across, Black Widow, played by Scarlett Johansson? And then, like we did say, what if, I don't know, but Madam Web is supposed to be the other kind of universe, right? Like
that's the Sonyverse.
But they've already confirmed a lot of characters, that are going to be in it. Like I know Elektra's going to be in it. Supposedly Daredevil, the Fantastic Four. Rumored that it's going to have the Channing Tatum Gambit. Supposedly this isn't even the Wolverine from Logan. This is a different variant of it. So.
Yeah, so many ideas. I just really hope Jamie's idea is wrong when he's like, maybe they'll kill Wolverine in the first 5 minutes.
No,
I said no.
I said early on, because remember when this first announced, Jamie was adamant that Hugh Jackman was not going to be in the movie. He was adamant.
I was with him on that too.
Yeah, you two were like, it's not going to be. It's just they're just pulling your leg. And then the more that came out, I'm like, there's no way that they're going to do this and piss off that many people to not have him in it playing Wolverine. I said the only way I would accept it is if Deadpool kidnaps Hugh Jackman, playing Hugh Jackman, like kidnaps Hugh Jackman at the beginning of the movie, and he's like, "Come on, Wolverine, we're going on an adventure," and he's like, I'm not Wolverine, like I just play Wolverine in the movies, but like he takes him on this adventure, and he keeps like calling him Wolverine and calling him Logan and trying to get him to do stuff, and he's like, I'm just an actor, that's just a role that I play. Like that would be the only way I would accept Hugh Jackman being in the movie but not actually being Wolverine, because that would be pretty funny.
Yeah, he gets like super hurt. Yeah, you'll heal. Yeah. You'll heal in 2 minutes.
Yeah, you'll be okay. Just walk it off.
Yeah. He's like, what about your healing factor? He's like, I don't have a healing factor. I'm just an actor.
Well, maybe that'd be cool if they still, even though they have, Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine, maybe they could still even have Hugh Jackman also in there, like the actor as well.
They probably will. If they're going to be hitting the multiverse, like you said, they're going to work some jokes in like that.
You know what would be fantastic if they work in is, since Hugh Jackman is Australian, when they did the Pride of the X-Men cartoon and they had Wolverine be Australian on there, and when the X-Men, those 2 episodes that they appeared on Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, when he was Australian on there too, just because Mad Max was popular at the time, it would be hysterical if, Deadpool makes some kind of joke about, where's your Australian accent?
Oh yeah. It would be good. There's so many things that could happen, so many possibilities with Deadpool 3.
Yes. I am very anxious to see a trailer for it.
Oh yeah. But I'm not just excited for watching things, I also get excited for reading things. So
reading things? What things?
Comic books. Reading some comic books that inspire all these movies and shows we watch. So for the second time on the Code-X podcast, we'll have our segment of what we're reading. So first I'll go and talk, because obviously, I've been reading some Daredevil since today we are reviewing Daredevil 189. But also too, I read some other books as well. I'm reading a documentary on a fighter called Dan Henderson, so Hendo, the American Athlete.
Nice.
But yes, I as a writer, I try to read other stuff, but the one thing I always come back to and I can't get enough of is comic books.
Yeah,
and right now, I'm going through all the X titles, and X-Men and X-Force and Excalibur. I'm a bit behind on my Excalibur. I'm trying to read them like all around like the same point. Like maybe I'll read like 5 X-Men and 5 X-Factor, something like that. Because when I went back, I'm almost revisiting. I'm almost on Executioner Song again. So that I'm really looking forward to revisiting that. But right now I'm on X-Factor. I've been reading X-Factor Visionaries,
Okay.
And this one goes all the way up to issue 76. Excuse me, it goes from 76 to 78.
Yeah.
So even on the back shows the duo of Mr. Sinister and Strife. But this book also happens to have the War and Pieces storyline. As you can see, the Hulk's right there.
Yep.
So it's when the X Factor came across the Hulk. It was pretty cool. The 90s when they were giving everybody was holding guns. Even characters like you see the Hulk right there.
Yeah, and you're like,
Hulk need a gun.
Yeah, Hulk needs a huge gun.
And
I was wondering that, but I did get to that, and it was like he was fighting Hulk in the Pantheon, and then he just happened there happened to be that huge gun, so he just happened to pick it up just to make time go by faster. But
that storyline I think came out just after the team changed to the strong guy. Yeah, the new X Factor team.
Yeah, because 71 was when they became like the new, or 70, and then
71 I think it was.
Yeah, because 70 was like the last one, like the goodbye to the old team, and then 71 was when they were the new ones. That was like their first kind of cool big story arc as the new X Factor. Yes, I've been checking out X Factor, and then I've got a lot. I've got so many around. Not too sure. One day it may be X Factor, and 2 days from now maybe going to Saga. But so many great comic books to read. But what about you guys? What are some comic books what are some books you're currently reading?
You want to go first, Dan?
Yeah, I'll go first. So I don't have it in front of me, but my wife got me the Planetary Omnibus for Christmas. So whenever I have time, I'm working on that. I'm a few issues in. As always, like whatever my pulls are, I try and get them read. So I'm still working on my stuff from last week. And then when I finish that up, and then the pulls from this week, I'll go back to the omnibus. And but then I'm also reading stuff to get ready for comic character of the week. So tomorrow we are doing the episode on the classic DC Old West hero Jonah Hex. So I'm all good to go on that because I've read a lot of Jonah Hex in the past. But we're doing a character next week, a Marvel character, which I know who the character is. I know I know who they are in the backstory and all that. I just haven't read a lot of the character over the years, so I'm having to dive in and read a bunch of stuff because anything I put, when we have like the recommended readings on there, I don't like to put anything on there unless I've actually read it because I could read a script. There's been plenty of stuff I've read a description where other people like it, and I read it and I'm like, oh, that was terrible. So I want to make sure that I, even if I like speed read it, that I've actually read it. So I'm diving in and reading a bunch on that character. And on that episode, we will be joined by a special guest, which will be my first time on with him, but Sal will be his second time.
Third time, actually.
Yeah. Yep. So you want to share who that is?
Absolutely. It's our best friend from Bond Comics, Brandon. We were on the Christmas special that he does, where he pulls in different creators to do like a he calls it the Mon Comics special, but he pulled all of us in, so it was the only Codex team on there. You should check that out. That was a great show, and we got to show off some books and stuff like that. And Uncle Gary kind of just laid waste to the thing by going through all the issues that he had. It was amazing.
And not showing
Gary, and Tim, and Wes, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So next time
yeah.
we're going to be some other ones of us.
Yep. So definitely hit him up on YouTube. He's under Mon Comics. It's like M.O.N. M-O-N
with a period between.
Periods in between. Mon Comics. He has a great channel. He does some great unboxings. He's got a lot of classic books there that he's trying to finish out. I saw one video where he was going to think about buying Daredevil #1, but then he switched it out and bought something else. It was pretty cool. So, go check him out.
Yeah. Real quick, Dan.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, before you go on sale about what you've been reading, Dan, you said the omnibus was, what was it called? Planetary?
Yeah, it was a series that Image did a while ago. Was it Warren Ellis and was the writer, and John Cassidy was the artist, and it was a series called Planetary.
Yeah, not too familiar. I'll have to look up and see what it is. Yeah. Or see more about it. Yeah.
It's very good. It's have you read it, Sal?
No, I have not.
So it's these 3 characters that are kind of a investigative unit that investigate weird happenings, mysteries of the universe type things, stuff happening in the world, trying to keep some of these things from getting out into the world. Eventually they did have crossovers with, like they mentioned, like I said, I'm only a few issues in, but they have already mentioned like characters from the Authority a lot. So it takes place within that universe, right around the time when Jim Lee sold it to Wildstorm to DC, but Wildstorm was still its own separate entity. Okay. And they did eventually do a crossover, like a crossover with the Justice League, but it was still, like I said, that was when Wildstorm was still its own separate thing and not integrated into DC.
Okay.
Very good.
So, Sal, what have you been reading?
Okay, so like Dan, I have to do a lot of reading on Jonah Hex. And I have not read anything on Man-Thing yet, so I'll be digging into that probably over the weekend and maybe in the beginning of the week. But for current books, I got put onto The Incredible Hulk. Okay,
nice. I know Uncle Gary's loving that.
Yes, he showcased that, and it has been a great series so far. So definitely one to check out. I'm also starting to catch up on Green Arrow. Tim. This is Tim's favorite book of the week or series of the week so far.
And, I love it too.
Yeah, see, cool. There you go. So I've been trying to catch up on that, and I am up to date on the Wolverine series right now, and that is really good.
Oh, nice.
Really good stuff. Really good stuff right now. But on the hunt, I'm actually looking to get more of the New York Comic Con covers. And I just found out that there's glow in the dark versions of this type of cover.
Oh, well, yeah,
So
you're right.
now
on
I've
the
got to
hunt.
find that and add that to my hunt list.
Nice, because you said there were some other characters, right? Like there was a Wonder Woman one.
Yep.
Or there's some of the other Superman.
There's a
Yes.
Flash, Superman, Batman, and there's a Green Lantern one out there too, and I can't find that one yet. But I just found out the other one, so I'm perusing eBay and see what we can find.
Speaking of Green Lantern, did you see that Aldous Hodge, the guy that played Hawkman in Black Adam, said he wants to play Jon Stewart in the new DC Universe movies?
Oh no, I didn't see that.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I saw that this afternoon.
Okay, I would go for that.
Yeah, I have to look again and see how if I would like him as Jon Stewart. What about you? Would you like to see him, Dan, as Jon Stewart?
I think he'd be good. I didn't like him being cast as Hawkman. I thought he would have been better as Mr. Terrific.
I agree with that, but I still enjoyed his Hawkman.
I didn't really like how Hawkman was done in the movie. I really thought making his pants red. I mean, I know it's a cosmetic thing, but like it just looked so bad. What's wrong with red? Red is not a primary color for Hawkman. Like it's
that's true.
Accent color for the green.
Green. Getting with the green.
The red just didn't work. But I didn't really like how they did his character in Black Adam, anyways.
All right. Very good then.
Well, we will see what happens with that. But guys, we were talking about what we have been reading lately. But sometimes we need a lot of energy to read comic books. Remember Uncle Gary was telling us how if you want to be strong, get a bunch of comic books, pick them up. But sometimes we need a little help with some energy. So that brings us to our sponsor. And our sponsor is W Energy.
Yes.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So
I've had this drink. Head on over to WGG and use the code-X, and you can save 10%. Now, this is a good clean energy drink. It's good stuff. There's no bad aftertaste. There's no jitters. There's no crash afterwards. And it tastes so much better than any other energy drink out on the market. So it is good. Head on over there, WGG. Use the code-X and save 10%.
Sal likes to, they say you're supposed to mix it with water, but Sal likes to mix his with rum.
I did it one time.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, no, we didn't. And then you said one time.
One time. No, I didn't. Yeah, I did.
I'm sure you're not the only one, Sal.
It was good. It was really good.
This is good. Sal, that's when we are working on a lot of things. I know we were kind of mentioning some of the shows we have coming up.
Yep.
But now we're on to our works. And like I said, before we get into some Code-X stuff,
yeah,
as I'm usually here, most people could catch me on the Code-XPodcast pretty much every week. But I was interviewed on the Golden Hour with Anna Gold, so that interview is out there now. So I was on there. It's about a half an hour interview. So good to talk about things about the Code-XPodcast, the Code-X station. Get to talk about multiple shows we have here, and
nice.
Get to talk about a bit of my film career, things like that. And so it was a fun time. It's always nice. I love being on here, and I love to interview people. Sometimes when we have interviews with the Code-X, and then sometimes it's pretty cool to be the person being interviewed. So I enjoyed it.
You have to share that link. Did you share that link? You gotta share it.
It'll be on my face. It is on my Facebook, but I will share the link. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
I will share it. Yeah.
Yeah, I do not have it here.
Oh yeah, no.
I have it in all the stuff to put up.
No problem. We could put it later on when this is all recorded and people watching the replay. We could put it in the details.
Post, as Tim would say. We'll edit it in post.
Yes.
You know what? You can find Sonny and all of us on the CodeXStation.com, and you can find your way, finding him on there, find your way to this other stuff too.
That's right.
Find everybody there on the Code-X station.
Yes, indeed. Get some merch
to everybody. Yeah.
You can learn all about us.
Yes.
And you can buy merch.
Yeah, you can buy merch. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with buying merch.
I used to live on the site for a while. Yeah, when you put it there, like Jamie, it's like love Cyclops, everything Cyclops. Cyclops is the best.
That was
funny. That was funny. Jamie still has not given me a proper bio yet.
Oh, he's got to have to go back to Cyclops.
I guess I'm gonna have to sit down and write it tomorrow and give it to you.
You know what? Do it, and I'll post it. Do it, and I post it. Jamie, you're out of luck.
So everybody, make sure to check that out. Check out the codexstation.com so you can see what we're talking about, and you can see Jamie's biography.
Yep, most
Jamie's
definitely.
about to fire Sal again.
Oh, I know. I get fired like on a daily basis. So yeah, if you check out the codexstation.com, I have all the team members there. I have like your every team member's favorite superheroes, favorite series, favorite villains as well. And then there's a little bio that when you click on that person's picture, goes into a little bio, gives them. And I had everybody give me a bio, what they collect, what they like, what they do, and then I also have links to what shows each individual person's on. So if you like Sunny, you could go, hey, show me Sunny's shows. And all the shows that will pop up will be what Sunny has been on.
It's always sunny in Codex.
It's always Sunny in Codex. I think we have to make that a shirt. That's got to be a shirt.
I'd be more than fine with that. And I love It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the show. So
Yeah.
It's Always Sunny in Codex is more than fine with me. And as you know,
Yes,
I'm always
most
working on shows. On Wattpad, I have my I'm still posting chapters to The Good Priest. I will be posting more chapters soon. And then my off time and during the middle of the night when most people are sleeping, I'm writing, and I finished writing my short story of 1900 Detective. I'm thinking about posting that one a bit later, somewhere, maybe around summertime. We'll see.
Okay.
But
Sounds cool.
I know you guys have been working on a lot of stuff lately. I know you guys have, like I said, obviously a lot of shows with Codex, with Comic Character of the Week we were talking about. Then you guys have your own pages and on Instagram and ooh, excuse me. I don't know if you heard me, but I burped. But I'll let you guys take it away so you can tell everybody a bit about yourself and what you work.
Go ahead, Dan.
Dan, I
Go
know you're
first.
going for that. What was it? 1K for DK.
Oh,
1K
yeah.
for
Gary started
DK.
the 1K for DK. So you can find me on Instagram at Dan Kelly Art. I post my art on there a few times a week. Post some songs, music on there too. Actually, the post I just put up today is the shop that Uncle Gary is a co-owner of.
Yes.
Comic Logic in Virginia. They also sell original art from local artists, and they got 5 of my drawings that are up on the wall there now that are for sale. So Gary was kind enough to take a picture of them at the shop and send it to me. So I posted it up on my Instagram, and oh yeah, you're holding it upside down.
Oh, sorry. Hold on.
Oh yeah, I gave Sal a Spider-Man sketch card that I did.
Yep, pretty
Nice,
awesome.
Yeah, very nice. And too, I love the way that the picture looked, and even too, there was a Batman. Was for the long Halloween, right? This picture with the pumpkin.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't specifically for the long Halloween. I did it for like 2 years ago. I just wanted to draw something to post on Halloween. I thought I'd do Batman, and then I think I got the design of the pumpkin from Long Halloween. But yeah, I'm fortunate enough that they like my. Oh yeah, it's the sketch cover I did for Sal for Christmas. So
that's awesome.
I got some stuff there now, so anyone's in the area, go check it out. And not just me, they have a lot of other cool stuff from local artists that's for sale there too. So it's really awesome the way that they help support local artists on there and help them get exposure. So check it out. And I am also currently running a Kickstarter campaign for their January initiative, Make 100. So it's where you offer stuff that is limited to 100 things that would be produced. So for me, it's 100 pieces of original art, whether it be a sketch card or a full-size drawing or a graded comic. So sketch cover comic.
Check it out.
Yeah, check it out. The link is the link is in my bio on Instagram. If you go there, and you can you can go there and you can pick what you like and help the cause.
Definitely.
Yeah,
give them a like, a follow, subscribe, wherever you do on Instagram.
Yeah,
1K for DK.
Yeah, give me a follow. I'd like to hit 1,000 followers this by the end of the year. So we'll see. I'm at 823, I think it was this afternoon. So,
as Gary would say, let's get this big D across the finish line.
Well, then even too, I did check out your Kickstarter. I was gonna say I did see. I was thinking good prices, and unlike Rob Liefeld, Dan will get you your stuff if you are to, put your money towards Kickstarter or Dan's Kickstarter. Dan will draw you your stuff, and he will get you your artwork, and you will be more than pleased with your money spent. It'll be money
Oh
well
yeah,
spent.
it will. I even put on there like the only thing that would hold me up is if just if it takes me longer to draw the stuff than I expect, or if there's some delay. If any, since I'm a CGC certified artist now, yay. That if there's any hold up with a delay in them grading whatever sketch covers I send them, but I don't anticipate there being any kind of major hold up for anything. So,
folks, when you do a request Aquaman with a lot of scales.
that was such a
oh, there you go, Dan.
Thing.
TJ just had a comment. Still trying to decide between a Conan and Red Sonja. Oh man, with all that armor and stuff like that for Red Sonja, there's a lot of detail in there. Drawing that.
Yeah, you're not really looking at that detail on Red Sonja there.
That's true.
But yeah, TJ actually did. Thank you for checking out. He did message me on Instagram to ask if I had sketch covers for either one and which one I'd be more comfortable in drawing. Like I give a shot at either one, but I let him know that I did see there is a blank sketch cover for Conan and a blank sketch cover for Red Sonja coming out within the next couple months. So I just let him know, let me know which one you want, and I will, make sure to reserve that.
Yeah, so you do all kinds of characters too. Like obviously, Sal just showed Spider-Man, and then I saw on there you had Boba Fett, you had Optimus Prime, so all kinds of characters.
Oh yeah, I got some of the sketch cards here. I got the there's the Boba Fett.
There's Boba Fett.
Yeah, that's nice.
I got this angry Batman.
What is Batman not angry?
Yeah.
What is Batman not angry?
Smiling Batman be awkward, yeah.
Oh, you hear? I thought this Hellboy one I did turned out pretty good.
Oh, I actually do like the Hellboy, yeah.
Or this, I know Sal liked this Doctor Doom one I made.
Yeah, that's pretty wicked.
Cool.
Doom approves.
The what? Doom approves.
Doom approves.
Or a character I liked a lot I read a lot as a kid. That book for the Crow.
The Crow, yeah.
Yeah, it's I just have this stack of sketch. Oh yeah, this Judge Dredd one I did turned out pretty cool.
Judge Dredd, yeah.
I am the law. Oh yeah, and the Spider-Man 2099. That one was.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I did the thing on there too, where as part of the campaign, as I said, if you see something that's on my page I've already done, you could choose that, and I'll send that to you. You'll get it right away. Or if you want me to, want to have me do something new, I can do that too.
Maybe awesome. Swamp Thing. I know that takes a long time to draw Swamp Thing.
While, yeah. Well, what about you, Sal? What do you have going on?
Well,
it's Comic Corner.
I don't have anything as exciting as Dan's Instagram page and stuff like that, but I do have my Comic Corner, Sal's Comic Corner on YouTube, and I post unboxings. I post actually boxing ups when stuff I send off to CGC, because I like to document everything I send to CGC. I've always done it in the past. Not that I don't trust them, but I don't trust them. So it's just one of the things. I like to document it and then send it off. So I actually document how I wrap up my books before sending them out. And I also, when I've sold a couple of slabs, I've documented that and showed how I wrapped them up. And then when I've done unboxings, because I bought a lot of stuff from new sellers, or at least new to me, sellers, what I do is I take the package, open it up, and show you like how they package it and say, they did a good job with this one because my dog wants to come back in again. Come on in, dog. There we go. Thank you. So I say, they did a good job with this, or I'm like, sometimes I make the comment, was there a sale on tape? Because they literally like wrap the box in tape type of thing.
Oh yeah.
And so I do those comments like that. I've not really come across one book that has been damaged. So knock on wood. Thank you very much. All the books that I've received have been in great shape. So I can't complain too much. But that's what I like to do on my channel and show off those books, show how people wrap them, stuff like that.
I'm going to mail Sal something. I'm going to use an entire roll of painter's tape to wrap it up.
No, don't use painter's tape. Use like the big, the packing tape. That's what I'm talking about.
I'll use a whole roll of painter's tape, then a whole roll of packing tape, then a whole roll of duct tape.
Yeah.
I'm wrapping. It's just tape. It ends up just being a whole thing of
Just
tape. Tape.
Yep.
Wrapping up tape.
And inside it'll be like an Ant-Man mini made or something.
I was gonna say it'd be like a sketch card like this.
Yes.
Yep, and that's right, TJ. I always practice knife safety because Tim one time did not practice knife safety and cut off his something or other, and we don't want to talk about that.
Oh.
So don't ask Tim because he'll deny it. Tim will deny it immensely. So don't ask him about it. He'll say it never happened.
Well, there's a reason he's called Tim the Terrible.
Yeah, that's true. Remember, folks, cut away from you whenever you're cutting and using the knife. So, as a joke in my video, every time I whip open the knife, I have it like timed just right. As soon as I crack it open, with the knife, I go, remember, knife safety rules. And I have this big warning sign come up saying, warning, type of thing. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, you do got to be careful with knives. Yeah.
It's true. That is true.
Like I said,
So,
like Tim and cut something off.
That's true. But he'll deny it. I'm telling you right now, he'll deny it. So, all right. So, that's my personal channel. I'm doing things there. And for Instagram, I'm usually just pushing the videos that I made for YouTube over there as well. But while here on Codex, though, I do Comic Character of the Week. We do the Comics Unleashed, which is the After Dark show. Now jumping on the podcast here and there. So, I'm all over the place with that.
And what about another episode of Slabbed? I know the
that's true. The Codex Slabbed. That's true.
Yeah, they were really successful. When are we going to get another Slabbed episode?
Well, that should actually be coming soon because we got some new information about a lawsuit that CGC was pressing against some employees. There were a married couple that were doing some illicit things with their books, changing the labels. Like taking the labels out and putting them somewhere else.
Oh, wow.
So with other books. So there's more to come with that. There's more to come with that.
Not a good time for CGC right now.
No, it is not. It is not.
But there's always PGX.
There's So speaking of that, I actually sent 2 books off to EGS, which is they're called Expert Grading Services. Just check them out. They're like the new kids on the block. And so I sent 2 books to them. 2 books that
make music.
Yeah.
No, it's NKOTB now.
Yeah, that's true. So I sent 2 books to them that I would not fear of losing. Like if they got damaged or they got lost, I could easily replace them.
Oh, they're not Venom books. Oh, maybe they are Venom books if they're easily replaced.
They're not
50 copies of each issue.
Yeah. No, there's not. I did not sell a Venom book. Okay. No.
He's like,
not one of the 30. Not one of the 30 Venom books.
No. But the cool thing about the EGS site is they actually let you customize the label, even like with color schemes as well. So I have a lot of red in those books that I sent off. It was a Darth Vader one and a Dark Web finale one with Madeline Pryor on it. So there was a lot of red in the background with her. So I was able to pick the color scheme for the label, which was like a gradient red to black. Looks really cool. It looks like it'll match the book pretty well. So that's the one thing I like about that option there.
I have not.
So we'll see.
That one, so I'm going to check it out and see what it's about.
In 40 to 50 days, I should find out.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yep.
Like I said, the Codex Station, we all have a lot going on with the station and our own lives. A lot of things going on. And you know what? Now it's time to get on to something a bit naughty that was going on, and that's in our random panel of the week.
Oh, you ready for this?
Let's see some Baldy get spanked. Sal, you're okay. We're not going to spank you.
Thank God.
There it is. It is the Thing spanking Moondragon, and the Thing says, according to some of my pals in the Avengers, you had this coming to you for some time now, and Bashful Benji is just the guy to give it to you. And in the background, we see that is Alicia Masters and her floating around fighting.
Yeah, I was like, what are they dancing in the background or fighting or what? And, he's got the Thing's got Moondragon laying on top of his thing.
He's giving her a spanking.
Yeah. I wonder if there's pals in the Avengers. I wonder if any of them was the Beast. Oh no, it's not because he was not an Avenger. He was a Defender, right, and an X-Men. Right, right,
awesome.
Dan. Right, Dan.
X-Factor too. Let's not forget about the Factor.
Yep, he was part of X-Factor too. Much more than he was ever loaned out to the Avengers. Come on.
And I don't know, that look on Moondragon's face does not look like she is entirely hating this.
So, guys, I did a little research on this. This
Yes.
is from Marvel 2-in-1, issue 62.
Oh, I bet there's 2-in-1 in there going on.
Yes. So for this, it was that uh, Moondragon and her, and that I'm not just saying like her is in like I don't want to say the woman's name. The character in the back, her actual name is her. Yeah. So
because she's the female Adam Warlock, and when Adam
Yep.
Warlock was first introduced, his name was him.
Him.
and then there was her. So Moondragon and her took Alicia Masters. So the Thing and Starhawk went off to get them, and then Starhawk used his energies into Alicia Masters. So that's why you see Alicia Masters flying in the background fighting her, and then Moondragon was trying to hit the Thing. It wasn't really affecting him, and then he just, in a fight, that's what you do. He just pulled her over and started spanking her, and then eventually, all things were pretty much settled, and they did get along. Like they didn't, Alicia did tell the Thing, "Hey, they're actually trying to help me." So, yeah, then they ended up working together. But yeah, I thought it was pretty. This is a pretty interesting one.
And then they traded phone numbers later.
I would maybe after that spanking, like you said, Dan, it doesn't look like she was entirely hating it. So you never know. Sal, I would say maybe they would, but the thing was with Alicia, and she was right there. So,
Well,
but
that's
also
true.
I believe Moondragon is a telepath, though, right?
Yeah.
So she can just tell him, silently.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. But with this, one thing, it is definitely a product of its time, because we know, like, nowadays, they would not just have a fight go like this, where the guy just takes the woman and he just gives her a spanking.
Yeah, that would never fly today.
Yeah, but it definitely is an interesting one. And I know this isn't probably the right time to say, I mean, here we're showing Moondragon just being spanked, but I think Moondragon is a great character, and I definitely think she does deserve a spot to be in some of the Marvel movies. One thing I really like about Moondragon was that even, let's say the normal beauty standards is people think, like, oh, they have to have the long hair. I like where Moondragon is bald, and the men were still found her to be beautiful. And they were like, you would see many men like falling in love over Moondragon. And I think that'd be something nice to show on the screen, to see a different looking woman, a woman who's bald, and to say, hey, she could still do everything the others can do. She can still be beautiful. The men can still be in love with her. I think that could be very inspirational to others out there who, young ladies who don't have hair. So I really hope they do one day put Moondragon on in a movie. And I would place a lot of money on the fact that she will not be getting spanked like like this. I do not see the Thing spanking her.
What year did that come out? Just out of curiosity.
I believe it was the early. It was 80s. I'm trying to exactly figure out
what's the issue number again. I'll look it up.
Marvel 2-in-1, issue 62.
Let me look it up really quick, because I've got a feeling that she 1980, April 10th, 1980. So I wonder if she came out after, because Star Trek the motion picture came out in 1979. And I wonder if they got some inspiration for her character from that other character in the beginning of Star Trek.
The first appearance of Moondragon.
This is Moondragon's first appearance. Her first appearance was in the early 70s.
Early 70s? Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought this was.
It was. I'll look it up. Yeah, it's Iron Man 54 in 1973.
Oh, well then I wrote.
Do you know what her original name was? The daughter of Drax. Her original name was Madam McEvil.
Oh wow.
Madam McEvil.
Madam McEvil. MAC.
McEvil.
Capital M, lowercase AC, capital
so 73.
E, lowercase VIL. Madam McEvil.
Well, good thing she's come a long way, and had a bit of a hiccup here, but this would not have been a good way to introduce her. Oh, here's this tough character. She just gets spanked. But Moondragon's come a long way.
So maybe Star Trek pulled the inspiration from that then.
Yeah, maybe
it was reversed.
Yeah, well,
okay, very good.
Bashful Benji spanking Moondragon.
Yeah. He's not bashful about that, let me tell you.
Oh yeah.
Hey, like I said, it's called 2-in-1, so you know what's happening between those panels.
Hey, sometimes a man's got to do what a man's got to do. Or a thing's got to do what a thing's got to do.
Yeah, I would say a thing's got to do what a thing has got to do.
But yeah, she'd
Yeah.
fit in with the Guardians movies.
Perfect.
Yeah, she would. She would fit in with the Guardians movies, I think.
Maybe in the future, hopefully so. And I would suggest she tries to, if she doesn't want to get embarrassed, I suggest she tries to avoid the thing.
For right now.
But we, like I said, but we could, yeah, maybe off camera, but definitely if she doesn't want to get embarrassed, she doesn't want this happening in front of anybody.
Eh.
So there we go. The Thing, Spanking, Moondragon was our random panel of the week. But now, I think we can move on from this spanking if you guys are ready to.
Yes,
right.
we can.
All right then. So it is now
Dan's
time
back.
for it's now time.
I'm
Dan,
back.
it's good to see you again.
Hi.
And then you're gonna get a bit covered up with some more pictures pretty soon. It's time for the F list.
What fell? Something fell.
Well, it might be the dignity of the person who created this character. But today, joining the F list is Hellcow.
And who's she high fiving? Oh, well, that's weird.
I'll just say we mentioned him earlier today, but
It would
there
be
you
that
go.
guy.
Deadpool
Okay,
with
all
the
right.
Moon Cow, and Deadpool says, "Now it's time for the team up no one's been waiting for." And Hellcow says, "Moo." And for those of you just listening, Hellcow is literally a cow that looks evil and is wearing a cape like Dracula.
Yeah.
It has vampire fangs. Look at that there, yeah.
Gosh. Ugh.
Haunting behind like Dracula. And look,
Oh,
there.
there.
Yep. Hellcow dealt with Howard the Duck before, and Howard the Duck just grabbed a wrench and aimed it like it was a cross, and made Hellcow say moo.
Sal's favorite character.
Yeah, I hate Howard the Duck. He's not my favorite character. Right now.
Who would you root for in a fight to the death? Howard the Duck or Hellcow?
I'm rooting for Hellcow then. I'm sorry. Okay.
There you go.
Hellcow's got my money.
Yeah, it'd be great if Marvel did a crossover with Hellcow and with New England Comics Man-Eating Cow.
Oh God.
Maybe one day. So, guys, we both guests on the show. Anybody want to take a stab at the origin of Hellcow?
You go ahead, Sal, since they can actually see you.
It's your first time.
Let's see. Oh gosh. Nope, I got nothing. Bitten by Dracula. Bitten by Dracula. You know, because he was hungry one night, couldn't find something. Bit the cow. There you go. Bob's your uncle.
Boo. Boo name. That's the best you could come up with.
Are you guys ready for this? Oh.
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. Let me take a stab at it. So
do it.
Take a stab at it.
Sal's right. Hellcow was bitten by Dracula, but it wasn't Hellcow itself that was bitten. It was Hellcow's mother that was bitten by Dracula while she was giving birth to Hellcow. So Hellcow came out.
Blade.
Yes, exactly. Much like Blade, Hellcow came out part vampire and part cow. So he went forth into the world and became something of an anti-hero, would stalk grocery stores to keep people from buying ground beef, would attack McDonald's and Burger King drive-thrus, and team up with characters like Deadpool to try and bring up ground beef rights to the world.
Oh, God, this is giving me a headache.
Give Hellcow a trilogy, just like Blade.
Oh gosh.
Yes. Where's Guillermo del Toro?
Make it happen, people.
Well, guys, you ready for the real history behind Hellcow?
Yes.
Go ahead, do it.
Well, first of all, Sal, you were right when you did say it was Dracula who actually bit Hellcow.
Well,
There's yeah.
there you
So
go. Dan's booing me because I was right.
No, I'm booing you
Hey.
because you didn't come up with anything more interesting other than cow got bit by Dracula.
I couldn't think of it. What the hell am I going to come up with? I mean, Howard the Duck was in there. I don't know.
So Hellcow's real name is Bessie, and alias is known as Bovine, Blood Beast, Cowled Cow, Farm Killer, and now, yeah, one time, Hellcow was formerly a member of the Deadpool Inc., but that was a little bit, that's a little bit later. Yeah, we'll get to that. Marital status, surprise, surprise, single. Bessie is female, and also Hellcow was created by Steve Gerber and Frank Brunner, and the first appearance of Hellcow was in Giant Size Man Thing #5
Oh,
in May of 1975. Hey, maybe when you guys do your Man Thing episode, there you
can
go.
bring
There's
that
an
up.
issue. First
perhaps.
appearance of Man Cow, not Man Cow, Hellcow.
Man, cow.
Big.
Well,
God.
Hellcow, as you can see in some of the pictures, just kind of says, moo, moo. So there's not too much of dialogue from Hellcow. But yes, at some point in the 1670s, Dracula, one day he was starving and he was flying over the rural farmlands of Switzerland. He needed some kind of blood, so he, drank off of Bessie, who later on became Hellcow. And
Wow.
then Hellcow, first came across in a fight. There isn't much about the fight with Man Thing, but there is a bit about Howard the Duck. And yes, when people were looking for in need of human blood, Hellcow attacked and killed a farmer named Jubal Brown. And for the record, I'm getting this from Marvel.fandom. So, Howard the Duck wanted to solve the case, wanted to be taken seriously. So, it says in the streets at 2 a.m., Hellcow swooped down out of the sky and attacked him, but Howard kept her at bay and eventually used the wrench, as we saw in the picture, as like a crucifix. And yes, that is one thing, even though Hellcow isn't a regular human vampire, still is a vampire and has a weakness towards crosses and other religious items. Eventually, Hellcow, Howard the Duck used a mallet and a wooden stake to stab and almost kill Hellcow. It seemed like Hellcow was dead, but was not. And Howard thought this would get him, position with the Cleveland police, but they did not care. They still didn't want Howard the Duck on the team. And then there comes the Deadpool, team up. Despite being stabbed and buried alive, or not buried alive, despite being stabbed and buried, it was later revealed that Hellcow wasn't dead, and Hellcow came back after her body was exhumed by the mad scientist Dr. Kilgore. And eventually Deadpool was captured, and he got them out of there. Deadpool and Hellcow teamed up to get out of the building, and yeah, it was a bit of a team up, as you could see. In one of the pictures, right? Deadpool said the team up nobody wanted, but Deadpool and Hellcow teamed up together. Oh, there we go. Deadpool singing. Now it's time for the team up no one's been waiting for. It all seemed good. They were leaving the building, but they did not realize it was daytime, and Hellcow was instantly burned down to a hamburger patty.
Ooh, I was just going to ask.
Oh,
Yeah, but it
Hellcow,
says all.
Hellcow burger.
But all was not lost, guys. Deadpool simply
regenerate?
ran back through the pages and tried to stop himself. From getting her killed. So after 60 attempts, the only idea that actually worked was to stab her with a stake before stepping outside and then remove it when night fell. So Bessie later became a member of Deadpool's Weapons of Mass Destruction fencing group, Deadpool Inc. So she assisted the team, and later Hellcow was revealed to have betrayed the team. But she joined with the Chameleon. She teamed up with the Chameleon, but she was eventually defeated by Spider-Man, Deadpool Inc., Husk, Silk, future versions of Spider-Man and Deadpool, and Master Matrix. But it seems like she's still alive, and she has fangs that could attack. Right there in the picture, you see she has the fangs. She has the immortality like a vampire. She could also shapeshift, like turn herself, a limited degree of shapeshifting.
Cowbat? Does she turn into a cow bat or a bat cow?
Yeah, that would that would be pretty cool. But it only mentions like things like of mist. She could fly, and yes, she is a vampire. Yeah,
Does she
weaknesses.
regenerate? Does she regenerate?
I'm guessing so, since Howard the Duck did stab her, and she seemed like she was dead, and so it is pretty hard to kill her. And yes, as I mentioned before, religious items, or even if something looks like one, could still hurt her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I'm thinking unlimited Hellcow burgers.
maybe because then she can come back. Well, that was because Deadpool ran back in the pages.
I know. Well,
But if you ate the vampire cow burger, would you then become a vampire yourself?
depends how raw it is. You eat the blood.
I think so. Yeah, well, she gets burned by the sun, but yeah, that's it. So the ending, she was defeated, but she is still alive. Yeah, Hellcow's still alive, and like you said, yeah, she could be like she goes into the sun, she will become a Hellcow hamburger. But
Okay.
somehow she always comes back. Like I said, either a doctor's taking her out of her tomb, or it's Deadpool running back in the pages. But Bessie, Hellcow, is still alive, is still with us, and I believe somehow, some way, she will always be around. And I've seen the comments. Thank you, TJ.
TJ, bravo, Sonny. Another utterly awesome F-lister.
Perfectly put. I love these F-listers. They're always entertaining, just like Hellcow. And still, when I saw that Hellcow was a villain of Howard the Duck, I said, okay, it is the perfect time to put
Hey,
Hellcow
Howard the
here.
Duck.
Like you said, we know one person would be rooting for Hellcow over Howard the Duck.
Yep, and that would be me.
But guys, yeah, Hellcow. Bessie, what do you think? Can she ever make it out of the F list?
No, absolutely not. No.
Dan, what about you?
Zero chance.
Well, guys, for me, I say, she is literally a vampire cow. Hellcow stays in the F list. And yes, I think all of us agree she stays on the F list. But one thing I did not mention was that there's no ever mention of how Hellcow got her cape. No comic book has ever said how she randomly, how she randomly became a. We know it was Dracula who bit her, but somehow never mentions how she got the cape.
It's all part of the Vampires Club. When you become a vampire, you get a cape.
Yeah, probably just a panel that they didn't have time to put into the Man Thing book, so they just.
It comes in the mail. Oh, you're now a vampire. Here's your hand guide, and here's your cape.
Yeah, 1670, probably, or maybe someone went back in time and gave it. Vampire from the future traveled back, gave Hellcow all the details on how to be a good vampire. Well, so that is Hellcow.
Please kill Howard the Duck. Please kill Howard the Duck. Please kill Howard the Duck.
Maybe in a rematch, because Howard the Duck got the better of Hellcow. So Hellcow obviously isn't that tough if Howard the Duck was able to defeat her.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Hellcow, not the greatest character, but I think it's time we move on to a great story. And that means it is time for our review of the week. And today, we on the Code-XPodcast with the Code-X Station are reviewing Daredevil 189. Ooh, look at that. Sales got it.
Let me make you a
star.
There you go.
But wait, I've got this as well. Hang on. Oh, that was my head hitting the side.
We made you big screen for you to hit your head, Sal.
Thank you. But I also got this homage cover.
Oh, nice. What was that for? Or what issue was there?
Was that? I forget.
I forget too.
I never saw
Daredevil. This is Daredevil #1. This is a variant copy of that. Daredevil. Yep. So I will get both of these slabbed, and they'll go up on the wall like this.
Very nice, man.
Yep.
My birthday is coming up in April 29th.
Well, happy birthday to you.
Is that really your birthday?
Yes, it is.
Your birthday is April 29th?
Yeah.
So is mine.
There you go. But we are birthday twins.
There we go.
So me, you, and Daniel Day-Lewis.
All right.
Won't ever be on the show.
And Michelle Pfeiffer.
There you go. Who might be on the show?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
You never know until you ask.
So April 29th is just the Day of Legends.
Yes, I like that. The Day of Legends.
Nice. Well, guys, usually Tim goes over the credits, but would any of you like to take it, or should I take the credits?
You know,
If you,
it.
yeah, if
I
you
got
got
the
the credits up, do it.
Oh, okay.
You said you got the credits?
Oh, I could pull them up. I didn't realize I was going to do that, but I could pull them up.
Oh.
I got it right here. I think.
Oh, we got to go that fast. All right, then. Because we can jump
Excuse me.
onto the issue, and then it just gives their last names. And I would like to definitely mention their first names as well.
Actually, CLC does not have it, but I know if Frank Miller did the writing, I'm just going to open it up.
I know Frank Miller wrote it, and Klaus
Oh, yeah.
Johnson drew it.
Sal, you got the book right there.
Let's just go ahead and just flip that sucker open. Yep,
Just
Frank Miller was a writer. Story. They classify him as storyteller, but Hansen was the penciler, inker, colorist. O'Neill was the editor. Rosen was the letterer, and Shooter was the supervisor.
Okay, and I will get us started with a little run through of the story of Daredevil 189.
Do it.
This continues right off of Daredevil 188, so I did make sure to go to check that out just to see what was going on in here, because at the end of Daredevil 188, Black Widow is killed due to poison. So this issue,
Oh no!
Daredevil 189 starts with, Black Widow is dead. She showed up on Daredevil's doorstep. She is dead, but Stone brings her back from the dead. He resurrects her, resurrects Black Widow just like that. So within like a page. So all seems to be good with that. And Daredevil is even asking, how did that happen? How was he able to resurrect Black Widow? But then everybody's interrupted, and it is the Hand. And it is quite a fight. There are quite a few members, and everyone is teaming up together. Daredevil and Black Widow and Stone and everybody are teaming up to take on the Hand. And that's why there's that cover. The cover goes perfectly with it, because a lot is dealing with this huge fight. Everyone teaming up together. It's a great fight. And then eventually it is only Daredevil, Black Widow, and Stone who do get away. And because there's just too many, but it was quite an awesome fight. And we're only about halfway through the story with this. I mean, even because I like that there were multiple pages too that didn't even have much dialogue. It's getting down to the action.
There was just action for several pages in this.
Oh,
I reread this again just today, so I could be familiar with it. So you're right. So Black Widow does get resurrected by by Stone.
Okay, Stone.
Yeah, by Stone. But Claw and Stick, I'm going to spoil it for you guys because this book's been out a while. But Claw and Stick do die in this issue. Stick actually does sacrifice himself to buy the other members time to get away. And there's a lot of action sequence fight scenes. The Hand is all over the place. And Daredevil is even impressed with their capability of sensing of where danger or the bad guys are using their ninja skills, because he's like, wait a minute, I'm Daredevil. I should know this.
Daredevil can't even hear him.
Yeah,
and
Daredevil
they could like 3 on there, 2 over there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we got several pages of just some all-out action, and with like no dialogue, and then a couple pages later, we still got more action with less dialogue. So
so we do get to the action, and say after Stick passes away, right? He sacrificed himself. So
split.
There it is, right there.
Yep.
But then we're back at the apartment, and we got Daredevil. And like I said, Stone is just meditating, and Black Widow was talking with Daredevil, seeing what's going on in his life, and he mentions how he's with Heather, and then Heather comes home and she is drunk. And Black Widow knows this is not the best relationship, so she goes out and she gets in touch with Foggy, and they come up with a plan that they need to break up. Daredevil's not the same. He's always angry, and I do have to read the letters. Black Widow writes some letters to break them up. So one thing, so the letter from Matt to Heather said, "Heather, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I don't love you, and I can't marry you, Matt." And then the letter from Heather to Daredevil says, Matt, I can't marry you. I don't love you. I never want to see you again. Please don't call me Heather. So
Well,
that actually gave me a bit of a laugh because I was like, I would hope that if you're engaged to someone, you would be able to tell with a letter like that to be like,
it's a little sus.
something
It's a little
is
sus.
a bit suspicious. But then we
Yep.
have Stone. He tells what the Hand are going to do. They're going to, since they lost their leader, they're going to try to resurrect someone else. And it leaves us off on quite a huge cliffhanger. Which, Sal, I got to say, here's my issue I have with you, is that we
Okay.
had this one shot. And then right after this, I'm like, well, now I need to read issue 190.
90.
So
Yep.
immediately I went straight to 190 and read it. And it is an incredible issue. And it truly is a legendary story for Daredevil, one of the most important stories, I believe, in the whole Daredevil mythos.
Yep.
And first, I see we have a comment.
Yep. From Keith. He's got 5 comics on those wall of his apartment, and he just happened to pick one of them. Nice. I'll do Scud, the disposable assassin, number 24. All right.
We do love getting recommendations.
Yes.
So,
But yeah,
I was going through Daredevil, and like I said, yeah. So
I'm sorry, real quick. Did you say do Scud, disposable assassin?
there you go.
oh, that's a big
Dan's
one.
got the component. Go to issue 24, Dan.
Yeah, okay. Here's the picture of the creator of Scud.
Well, that's very interesting. Very interesting.
So, yep.
Oh, guys.
I do like this issue. I think when we did
So I didn't even give my grade yet.
sorry, I'm sorry. I just wanted to add another point to it. But go ahead, give me your
Okay.
grade.
So quick about Daredevil. Yeah, as I said, leaves us on the cliffhanger. It was so good, and I had to jump onto issue 190. And again, like I said, this is it goes as one of the biggest Daredevil stories. But so far, just sticking out to Daredevil issue 189, it is action packed. It is really fun. It is the kind of fun you want in comic books, and it is a huge part of the Daredevil story. And I love it. I've already revisited it, and I, Sonny Cougar, on the Codex podcast with the Codex Station, give Daredevil 189 10 out of 10.
He gives it a 10. Oh my God. A 10 out of 10. All right, Dan, you want to go next, and I'll go last for it?
No, I think you should go ahead and go next.
All right, then.
You picked
I
it
like
out?
this one. When we did Comic Character of the Week, when we had Daredevil, I believe this cover actually made the list. And I believe Frank Miller also made probably one of our best writers for Daredevil at the time. Frank Miller does great story, I think, and this is no exception to the rule. This is action-packed, like Sonny said. And the only part I did not like about it was the end with the fake letters, because I kind of felt that was really been a little bit out of character for Black Widow. Like, oh, she's not good with him. Let's just break them up. Let's use the fake letters, that type of thing. Like, that's okay. All right. So I actually will give this guy a 9.8 out of 10.
Ooh, so high rating for sale, a 10 out of 10 for me. Dan, what do you think of this Daredevil tale?
Yeah, I am not with you guys at all. I thought this issue sucked.
Oh wow!
Oh,
I thought the cover is a great, fantastic, iconic cover, but then you open it up and it falls flat. Frank Miller had a great run on Daredevil. It had fantastic stuff, but this issue is, to me, is a low point. The action scenes, it was some good fight scenes, but like the dialogue in it was bad. Here, I got it up here. It says, maybe, Daredevil talking to Black Widow after she is miraculously brought back from the dead by him putting his hands beside her head, and you just see her go from a withered husk to a normal person. And he goes, maybe you should meet some friends of mine. This is Stick, my teacher, my mentor. He found me after the accident that blinded me and heightened my remaining senses. He taught me how to control my newfound abilities. He taught me many things. This is like, that's like the dialogue in a children's book. And I've read enough of them to my daughter. That is bad dialogue.
True.
There's bad dialogue throughout the issue. Like I said, the thing, like, I'm just gonna put my hands over your head, and this withered husk.
Ninja magic.
Well, yeah, ninja magic will save you again. And then Stick, he sacrificed himself, but he didn't, because Stick is still around. Yeah,
Yeah, well, that's that's
you know,
definitely the comics for you. It's a
Yeah,
revolt.
he goes with most comics. Yeah, they're
yeah,
never most aren't really bad.
these other ninja that he's training just blatantly insulting Daredevil like rookie, amateur,
Who invited this guy? We don't, who's
and
point of
yeah,
teaching him?
like you said too, the thing with Natasha and Foggy, just like, oh, we're just gonna write these letters and break them up, and then at the end of the issue, they're it's like, oh, we're engaged, like, oh well, I guess we're broken up now, like that's
Hell,
like that's it, and the artwork was absolutely terrible, just really bad. I do not like Klaus Johnson. I've never liked his artwork. I think it's it's just painful to look at. There are snippets of there are snippets here and there throughout the issues or throughout this issue where there'll be and I don't know the page numbers because I read it online, so it didn't have the page numbers on there, or else I'd refer you to them. But there's there's a couple spots where he does close-ups of one of Daredevil's face after the big ninja fight, and one later on in the issue that that looked good, but for the most part, like the artwork is just bad. There's no real good background drawing. Like a lot of the panels, it's just it's just plain background that leads into the colorist to, all right, we'll just throw a couple different colors in here. Natasha, he draws Black Widow, who's supposed to be this great beauty. Like she kind of looks like a dude, most of the issue. Just I did not like I did not
They
like
all can't be Lady Death,
like you said, I just didn't like it. I thought the cover was great. The fight scene could have been a lot better with a good artist. So overall, I will give it a 4 out of a 10.
Oh,
That's mostly due to how great the cover is.
okay. Well, like they
Oh,
say,
yeah.
art is.
Keith on here says, and I remember this too. They remember the Tick doing an amazing parody of this. That's right. The first few issues of the Tick, he did a great parody of this with Oedipus and the ninjas in the city there. And you could check out the comic character of the week episode we did on the Tick. And see more about that.
As soon as I saw that comment, I was thinking you with the Tick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love the Tick.
Yeah, so as they say, art is subjective. Like I'd say, me and Sal, we absolutely love this issue, and Dan, you were not a fan of it at all. But
No.
So, Dan, you would not. I'm guessing you would not recommend this issue.
I mean, I'd recommend it in the sense that if you're reading the Frank Miller run, that this is an issue that you need to pick up because it breaks up the marriage. It teases Elektra coming back, or
right.
Not break up the marriage, but break up the relationship. It teases Elektra coming back. Coming back.
Right.
Black Widow died the issue before and was brought back. Stick died in it, but like I said, I would only recommend it in the sense that you would have to read it if you're reading the whole overarching story. If you're looking to pick up just a single issue of a comic, then no, I could not recommend it. If the art were better, it would have been, it would have ranked much higher for me, because even though the dialogue was clunky, I guess you could say, and just bad in some spots, that happened a lot in comics of this era. But if the artwork was just, it was just so bad. It's so bad it ruined it for me.
Well, like I said, so Dan doesn't like it and doesn't recommend it, but me and Sal, I'm guessing we would, because Sal, you did pick it, and then I immediately jumped onto I jumped right onto 190. So I definitely say if you're going to read this, you're definitely going to want to jump onto 190.
I do see Dan's points. I do see Dan's points, and if you are reading the Frank Miller one, it's definitely one you have to pick up.
Yeah. You can't skip this one. Yeah, this is definitely no filler one, and yeah, it definitely goes with one of the most important stories of Daredevil, and like you said, the teasing of Elektra. So there's a lot to go on. So, hey, anybody watching, let us know what you think of Daredevil 189. Are you more with me and Sal? You think this is an awesome, very lovable comic? Or are you more with Dan and you're not a fan of this at all? So hey, and people, like I said, in the comments, we love to get recommendations. We love to review things here on the Codex podcast and on the Codex station as well. So just let us know. So yeah, so Dan gives Daredevil 189 4 out of 10. Sal gives it 9.8 out of 10,
Nice,
and then
9.8.
I gave it a 10 out of 10.
And you know why this would be a great book to be slabbed? Because it has a fantastic cover, but it's something you'll never want to open up again and look at inside.
There you go. But like I said, you got to have the matching one to go with it as well.
Yeah.
About 5-10 copies. Like most Venom most Venom issues, you need about multiple copies.
I buy like 1 or 2 copies, extra copies of Venom. That's about it.
We watch Sal's Corner comic. We see we see.
See, no one's actually come back and said, "Oh, you bought 10 of those." No.
Because I don't want. Because on that one episode where you were like opening up the boxes and and like it was going real time where you open the box and stuff up. I remember watching it and counting the Venom issues because it wasn't. I started off counting the Venom ones, but then there were other books. I'm like, wait a minute, that's like the 4th copy of that book he's shown. I'm like, that other book, that's like the 5th copy of that he's shown. So I went through at one point and counted them all, and I had a list. I guess I'll have to go back and do it again.
Yep.
See, we watch.
Until then, it's just fiction, folks. It's just fiction.
But guys, it is time to wrap this episode up. It was a great one. Great to have you guys. Dan, great to have you back on. Sal, great to have you for the first time.
Yep,
and
thank you.
Now episode 99 is coming to its end. And next time, we have some things going on. Next week is Valentine's Day, or we can just call it what it is. February 14th, Happy Crazy Guy Day. So we're not going to be here on the Codex podcast. We'll be set to have a From the Vault special, possibly the week after that. So to me, Tim, and Uncle Gary showing toys, a bunch of grown men showing each other our action figures. And then on February 28th is set to be episode 100 of the Code-X podcast. So working on some great things we can do for the big 100th episode.
Milestone.
Yes, it truly is a milestone to say we're making it to 100. We're almost there. And before we go, how we were talking about the Super Bowl, earlier with hopefully we see those trailers to Deadpool 3 and X-Men 97. Who are you guys picking?
I'm going to go with 49ers. The
X-Men 97.
Chiefs have won enough. I'm tired of it. Let's see the 49ers win. My buddy's a big Niners fan. And, I think Brock Purdy gets too much abuse, and I don't really understand why. Yeah.
Well, I say the Chiefs win. Taylor Swift MVP of the year. Who really knew the Chiefs before them? Were they really that good? Patty Mahomes. Then Taylor Swift comes. They've never lost in the playoffs. Taylor Swift MVP of the year.
The only ones I'm rooting for are the Super Bowl squares that I have purchased. Outside of that, I could not care less.
Nicely picked. Maybe you'll win, and maybe you'll be able to get that Daredevil slabbed.
Yep. Or I could buy a Hulk 180. You never know.
Thank you again. Thank you again, TJ, for the nice words, and good night to you as well.
Yep. I just saw that comment. That's why I made the Hulk 180 joke there. Thank you, TJ.
Thank you for having me on again. Thank you to everyone for joining us tonight.
Yep. Definitely. Thank you, guys.
Yep. Thank you, everyone. Remember to check us all out at thecodexstation.com. And we'll see you all in more episodes of the Code-X podcast, more things from the Code-X station. And like I said, soon, we are almost at episode 100. Take care.
Woo!
And enjoy.
See ya.